This is Jackie, and I'm here with Evan of Caamp. We are at day one of Firefly, hanging out in the shade. Next month will be the release of your second album, By and By. How is it an evolution from your self-titled release?
We just, we've met a lot of people over the past couple of years, and we just better gear, I suppose. The first album was very homemade and in an attic. So we just had more access to more cool gear, and that's about it. Better songwriting, I suppose. Just more experience over the past couple of years and songwriting, and yeah, just cooler instruments to choose from, I guess.
What inspired your songwriting for this album?
I once again, it's mostly just been experience. Like, we've gotten to tour the country the past couple of years, and we've even been over in Europe a couple times now, and just meeting new folks and seeing new cities just is really inspiring for us, and it brings it out. The songs bring it out. So
Is your songwriting more autobiographical and personal, or is it more general and broad sweeping?
it's a lot of both. We like we like all kinds of songs and songwriting, and Taylor's a great lyricist, and he writes a lot of about what's going on in his life and our lives, and he also likes telling stories too. So it's really, there's something for everybody, really, lyrically.
And how do songs on By and By bring about a sense of hope? Because I feel like in 2019 we need all of it.
Yeah, well, actually, a couple songs on the record are songs that we wrote when we were 17, 18, 19 years old, and it was a lot of it was about just like graduating high school and like leaving our friends behind, and in hopes of meeting new ones. And I don't know, there's just a lot of like stuff that we've experienced recently, and just like what we were dealing with growing up and being stuck in Columbus. Just does that answer your question? Sorry,
Being stuck in, Columbus is not a bad place. I like Ohio. You're good people.
Yeah, we're friendly.
Yeah. Is there a song that you have in your collection that you'll never play live?
No, I think we play everything pretty much. I mean, there's some songs we definitely like only break out a couple of times, but no, we play just about everything from the catalog, I'd say. Yeah.
When you do play live, do you like to experiment on stage, or do you try to play as true to the recording as possible?
No, we try to play as true to the recording as possible, and that's something we've talked about. Just like going to see bands growing up, it's like I love that solo. I wish he played or she played that, the same as they did on the record, because you want to chant along with it, and so we try to stay true to the solos, at least, like the instrumentals, at least. Yeah.
So with recorded music, what role does digital streaming have in 2019?
Oh, it's a massive role. I mean, that's what got us, our first exposure, a little bit of exposure, and that's nice bass there. No, that's it's super important right now. People are getting playlisted, and that's what's taking a band from playing local dive bars. If you put your album on Spotify or any DSP, you have a chance of it being heard by a record label executive out in California or something like that. It's crazy. It's definitely worth putting your music out on Spotify.
So you do have a new album coming out, but how likely would you be to put out a sort of a one-off single because of music streaming?
Yeah, we try to put out singles. Well, usually how we've been doing it, we've been putting out singles every couple weeks leading up to the album, and it's super important. It gets people excited about the album, and it gets songs get playlisted, and they get just like they get into the ears of so many people before the album's even out. And yeah, I mean, if you're a young band, you got to put your music out on Spotify. It's how you do it right now. It's super important.
Do music videos still have a place?
I'm not sure. I'm not a music video guy. I never grew up watching videos or anything. It's not really for me. So I don't know. I can't answer that. Not for me personally. Not my personal taste. But I'm sure they do. I know people like them and still watch them. But it's not my thing. But
The live content is way more fun. So how do you go about choosing your set list for Firefly?
We kind of pick our first like 2 songs that we're going to open with, and then we kind of just roll with it, and just kind of, that's just how we've always done it. We just kind of feed off the crowd, and use their energy, and the crowd feeds us, and if they're downers, they won't be.
They won't be.
But we're going to want to play a couple slower songs if it's quiet, but if they're nice and rowdy, we're going to just kind of use that energy and play we just holler at each other what we want to play.
Crank it up a notch.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So what's up next for you after Firefly?
We go back home for a couple weeks to the 4th, and then I don't know. What are we doing after Firefly? We're playing the Newport Music Festival, and that's a fun one. And then the record comes out.
And then you've got some real work to do.
Yeah, that's when the real work happens. Yeah.
Stay tuned, much more from Caamp. This is Jackie. Thanks to In the Key of Change, Chorus FM, and the Vinyl.